Brian Kelly's performance at SEC Media Days. This is, something that every coach who enters the league for the first time has to experience, because it is the creme de la creme of media day coverage, of course, with the SEC, with the amount of media, the attention, the SEC network, and the full spotlight.
Absolutely. I mean, everybody was there. Tim Tebow was there. Marty Smith from ESPN. Late kick with Josh Pate. Even the Louisiana local media was well represented. Jacques Doucet got some questions in there. Ron Higgins got a question or two in there with Brian Kelly. But a lot of different media there. A lot of different heavy hitters. There's some personal reasons why we couldn't. Why I couldn't go that way that are coming very soon. Some good reasons, but I'll be down there very soon. I'll be down south very soon. But wish I could have been there. But everything looked like it was pretty damn good time, especially with the last few years. Considering COVID restrictions and all that, it looked like the floodgates were open.
Yeah. So mention to everyone who did not catch the coverage on the SEC network, or maybe anything online, what was in store for Brian Kelly as he took the podium.
Immediately, Greg Sankey, he's doing this joke that I think kind of landed flat, where he's talking about, Brian Kelly is someone who dances, and I'm doing a dance lesson with my daughter for her wedding, and it's not videotaped like yours is, Brian, and Kelly also goes up there after Sankey said, introduces him like that, and literally it says TikTok dance champion on the SEC network, I believe, underneath his name as his title. So there was some hazing as well. I feel, from the SEC, and kind of like this gauntlet he had to pass and get through the Lions' Den. And Mark, crazy fact. This was Brian Kelly's first SEC. Well, sorry, actually, no conference. First ever, no matter what the conference is, media day since 2009. First media day of any kind since 2009 for Brian Kelly. And, with so many curious about where LSU's headed, if Brian Kelly is the real deal, if Brian Kelly can recruit Louisiana, all that type of stuff, all those questions were, more of the big picture questions. Is he going to fit in Louisiana? His move from Notre Dame was kind of touched on. He fended them off, maintained some control, seemed to show comfort after, he got up there and he kind of had a little bit of a, kind of a moment where he took a deep breath. But like, for me, it seemed like he used his humor to kind of take control of the meeting, of his moment up there, and turn it over to questions very quickly. There was a few questions about Notre Dame, of course, trying to get him to kind of judge Notre Dame, their worthiness for certain conferences, and he deflected it beautifully, Mark. Complimented the Notre Dame admins and moved on. But as far as discussing LSU, Kelly really did well. And I feel more in tone than in words. Like, I believe Kelly conveyed that message, more of a business approach from LSU's coaches down to the players. I feel like the college media elite have now seen Brian Kelly finally. And they're going to extremes. Either, wow, I want on that bandwagon, or, they're still skeptical, especially with what's going on with the roster and that type of stuff. But most feel LSU has hired the right guy. That seems to be the consensus. He talked about NIL, shutting down Tiger Details, Ron Higgins, the great Ron Higgins, assertion that LSU were behind on NIL. Saying that they could compete with anybody, saying that the funds for the collectives weren't behind anyone. I think that's kind of a hint at how much money LSU's boosters had to dump into contracts and paying off the last staff, paying the new staff, all of that. So, but he's saying they can compete with anybody on the NIL front. I think that maybe have shocked a few people.